Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, update on day number 2 on the Strength Stacking Maroider. It is still a static strike Shockwave Strength Stacker. And honestly, today was an insane blast actually. We've done a lot of maps, we've done a lot of completions. We got our first 2 Void Stones. So it means the quest tiering Exarch in Eater of Worlds is dead. And we got 109 of 115, even though my plan was to do like all the yellow and white tier maps and then maybe do a couple high tier maps, but we even went further. We've done, I think, all the unique maps. We've done an Elder Guardian, we've done a Shaper Guardian and some other stuff, and I think things are going pretty well up to this point. So like going through the yellow tier maps and stuff, early high tier maps was a breeze, really enjoying it. Then a couple of upgrades, but the loot RNG is not with me in this league, or at least not for now. We still have yet to drop a Divine Orb, we have one Exalt Orb, and that's pretty much it. These 4 Divines that you see over here were literally sales from the last like 1 hour or 2 hours. So we got a Void Battery from the first Nameless Seer in the Forge of the Phoenix map, so that was pretty nice. Then I had a Shaper Shield from the same map that I just sold for a Divine with like life gain on block and mana gain on block or something. So that was pretty nice. And from turning in a Divination card, I got a 2123 Hex Blast that I currently have up for 4 Divines. The 2120 is up for like 3.5, so maybe this one sells for 4. So literally, I made 7 Divines in the last, let's say, 2 hours in a 12-hour stream. The rest is just like, you know, mapping and just getting bubblegum currency, doing the league mechanic and stuff, you know. So we gathered up quite a bit of fusings, jewelers, the random stuff that you just get, right? And I just need to like convert a bit, and then we will maybe get to like 10 Divines total. But still far away from where I want to, because the items that I need are getting so insanely fast expensive. It's not even a joke. Like replica Alberons right now, I think 45 or 50 Divines, where I'm like, bro, what the F is going on, right? Anyways, it is rough at the moment, like especially if you do like these tier 16 like corrupted maps for your Atlas completion, Guardians and stuff like that. It is hard, you know, like it's definitely not deathless, and my damage is actually quite poop. I have here a Guardian here with like double turbo, and I don't even want to do it, so I'm just gonna keep that for when I have more upgrades. But overall, honestly, thinking about my current character has an investment of around about 3 Divines, I would say, including the Xov's Blood, including the 6-link chest corrupted. So about a 3 Divines investment on the character, and we're basically almost done with the Atlas and done both of the quest like Void Stones, right? So I think even though the last couple of hours of mapping were like kind of like sad, you know, because Essence Monsters and Ritual and all these kind of things, it is so hard. But we got to level 90, and I know that it's just like the suffering right now, but I know once we get some core items going, you know, whether it's the replica Iron, like the Iron Fortress chest, maybe at some point, hopefully the replica Alberon's Warpath, and other things like a different shield and stuff, we might be able to just browse through and just continue just to farm currency. So I would say let's just run any freaking map that I have over here. Let's run a tier 16 Orcat. Or Orcart. And yeah, the only map mods that I don't want to do right now is basically no regen sucks, the less recovery of life does also suck, and obviously LD Reflect, and here my Atlas dudes just have continued the next map, so at least that is going well. But it's not like that they ever brought me something useful, but oh yeah, Shrines. Shrines is good. It makes the build look infinitely better, you know? So now we're cruising through and you're like, bro, this build is actually insane. I mean, if you have a decent amount of Shrine buff, then it definitely is. But let me just be completely honest to you, it kind of sucks right now. Like, it is what it is. So I'm, at the moment, really thinking of maybe I'm gonna go some Delve, maybe some Heist, maybe some, I don't know, anything that is not like high tier mapping right now, just to get some currency and do some further upgrades. And I'm gonna go over my upgrades that I've done today once I finish this map, basically. But it's still like a very, very lazy auto bomber, and thinking about playing an auto bomber and still doing quite okay in the end game. And we're not talking about Ubers and T17, I'm talking about the League Start end game, which is up to like 8 modded tier 16 maps. We're still doing fine. That's what I can say. But I also spent quite a lot of time in my league mechanic in the... I always forget what the town, King's March. So I think we upgraded our mine to the maximum right now. That means that every time we do one of these nodes, we actually get the same amount of gold. So the gold sustain is getting better, but I recently started sending my ships again because I don't really want to spend any stuff that I might regret because I need them for upgrades, especially when it comes to like certain ores, certain bars, or whatever I need. Yo, how long is that line? Holy moly. But one thing I really like here, and I definitely want to continue doing, is getting some out-of-fight sustain. This is something a lot of characters do not have, and Chieftain just have the access to, like, getting, like, a lot of fire resistance, and just get a bunch of life regen. I'm having life reserved on Precision and Vitality. It's also, like, super nice, just because we have so much life, so it doesn't really matter if we reserve, like, 500 of that, and therefore reserve more stuff on our aura, right? So, boss, can you please die? Thanks. Awesome. But as you see, the boss damage, it is there, stuff is dying, but it's definitely not even close to the point where you would just, like, go in and just one-shot the boss. But eventually, we're gonna get to that point, because this is the thing. It is not like, since a couple of people on my stream today told me, like, hey, you baited yourself with that build. I completely disagree. I was 100% up, or knowing basically that this is gonna be a rough thing, because I did start stat stacking characters as League starter previously, mostly like accuracy stacking and stuff, but these characters just have like infinite scaling, but the start is very, very rough. But once you get to a certain point where you get your gear going, and then all of a sudden every single day you get more and more upgrades, and you just have like insane scaling, and I just have to or I made this like self-challenge this time around and say like, hey, I want to go 0 to hero. I want to really play this build until we reach like a very, very strong character, even though knowing the start is going to be rough. And with the bad drops that I have this at the moment, at least in the first 2 days, like not even a single Divine Orb, and almost done with the Atlas, you know, it is rough and rough on the currency part. But as I say again, I'm gonna stick through, and even if it means I have to farm some yellow tier maps to get some early currency or something, then I freaking gonna do that. Good, this is almost the end of the map. We're gonna skip the rituals for now, just because I don't want to make this video too long. And it's actually funny, because in the start, we say, my mappers that I have now that are running maps for me from the League mechanic, they take like 10 minutes or so to do a white map, you know? And I was like joking, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are these people doing, right? But now I'm on a point where I sometimes even need 10 minutes myself for a map, or like a very juicy map, but sometimes it can happen. Yeah. That was like the kind of like self-debate, right? So there we have Detonate. Oh, help. But I would still say that we're quite tanky with the endurance charges, with the maximum resistance. And as soon as we have the replica, the Iron Fortress chest, then we also gonna have max block as well. Anything useful here? Let's just take anything and get out of here. But yeah, that was the mapping showcase. It is an auto bomber that is still capable of doing more than just regular maps. Good. What are the upgrades today? What have I done? I got another Leupoval with the increased strength implicit. We're currently running 1,344 strength in total. I got myself Exhaust's Blood. So this is a little bit weird, because I said I want to have an Astra Mantis. So the thing is, Astra Mantis and Exhaust's Blood at this part here give like this kind of same amount of strength, but this one gives you cover enemies in Ash, and since we're playing Brutus Lead Sprinkler, we're pure fire damage. Later on, with the Replica Alberons, this would be completely pointless to use, because the Fire Pan, the Avatar Fire, would completely brick it, right? But since Replica Alberons are getting further away from me day by day, I said, like, you know what, the Exhaust's Blood for a pure fire build does make sense. We have the extra Fire Pan, and the cover enemies in Ash when they hit you is definitely a nice damage boost compared to the Astra Mantis. And the Galvanic Hammer was just like some easy, I don't know, like one alchemy kind of anointment for some pen, for some ally damage and accuracy. We still run the same Crown of Ice, the same shield. I got a ring here with a lot of like strength, dexterity, and intelligence with life and crafted ally damage. I think it bought like this for 10k or something, just to get like my dexterity and intelligence going, because not running Astra Mantis means I'm starved intelligence and on dexterity, right? We have still the same gloves and belt and boots, so basically the only things that I changed here is basically the ring and the Exhaust the Blood, as well as a 6-link chest now. And I rolled it with one blue socket. I didn't want to invest more. Now I'm running increased critical strikes and ally damage with attacks. I swapped away the Fortify support and then basically got here the Fortify cluster here with the Mastery melee hits Fortify, so that saved up. I mean, it cost me 5 points, but therefore I maintain Fortify for the less damage taken, but I could get ally damage with attacks, which is quite a lot of damage on this build. Other than that, I got myself a very, very nice jewel. This one over here. We have strength, we have maximum life, and maximum fire resistance. And for a chieftain, with the Valaco, Storm's Embrace, modifiers to maximum fire resistance also apply to maximum cold and lightning resistance, means that this jewel just gives me 2 to all maximum resistances, and this is quite nice. We are not really high yet. I'm not even like lightning res kept, but you know, as of right now, it's not like the biggest deal. I should start using a Purity of Fire. I need a Ruby Flask, and just these two in combination would basically get me almost max res capped. Thinking about that, I get like 10 max res with those two, and maybe then taking like Prismatic Skin over the maximum fire resistance is another 3 to all max res. So that would be, get me to 90 max res. But the thing is, I don't really want to sacrifice damage right now. As of right now, I'm running Precision and Vitality on Life Reserve, then I run Blood and Sand, Herald of Ash, and I opted in for Anger. And yeah, just for the flat fire damage, it is not a lot, especially not for 50% aura, but I don't feel like that I need Determination right now. I don't feel like I need Purity of Elements or Purity of Fire, so I'm just gonna go with the flow here. But I think most likely I'm gonna swap away with Herald of Ash and Anger and put in some more defensive aura and trying to get my maximum resistance up. And maybe the Determination for some extra armor, so my character is going to be even more beef here. It is already okay tanky, but I think we are definitely lacking on damage department. I mean, we're playing an auto bomber, so single target is not the yellow from the egg, I would say. Other than that, nothing really changed. The Path of Building link is in the description below. I did make a manual chest, basically, because for some reason, the new bases, I think this is a new base, the Titan Plate, they don't get accepted, basically, in the current POB, so I just made some random-ass Crusader Plate with the same stats, with the same colors, and added some manual gem links, basically. But yeah, this is the current state of the build, and we just need to like stick through, just need to like grind it out and just get upgrades until we get to the point where we can have a good time and speedy, fast mapping, and then make a shit ton of currency with whatever, we say, a league mechanic we're gonna go. At the moment, it is a ritual. If we want to take a look at the Atlas passive tree, it is pretty much the same as I made it into my video, right? The only thing right now, I did not use any Searing Exarch influence, but therefore I'm starting to use the increased Conqueror map drop, so the next couple points are going over here with the Remnant of the Past. The rest, strong boxes, shaping the mountains, all the 3 shaping things, but I made a video to my Atlas passive tree right before the league start. So let's see what my mapping dudes got me here. Pretty much nothing. Still waiting for those boys to give me like a mage pot or something. That would be kind of fun. Next map is just a bunch of random stuff, and yeah, we're gonna wait, what is that? Fist damage, dot multi, maybe for some bleed and chores, I don't know. Discard. So basically, I have now unlocked the mapping. They can only run like white tier maps so far. I need to upgrade all of that, but things are getting like very, very, very expensive. So what I'm doing right now is basically just let it go, send some ships, do some mapping, and just let stuff be like farmed out, basically, right? I got my mining to maximum rank now because there's a line marking ore in areas. When you do mapping and you do these nodes, they also grant gold equal to the amount of ore you get. So sometimes, you know, you just get 1,000 gold extra by just doing mapping, so this was quite nice to have. Other than that, I'm always like switching around. I think I'm going like max from the blue Seni tomb or whatever now, because I want to upgrade my main building. But this is, I'm not really caring too much about the league mechanic as of right now, because I just want to farm the stuff that I need and just try to upgrade everything in the maximum, because my main focus right now is obviously finishing the Atlas, finishing my favorite map slots, and develop the first real currency farming strategy. And at this point, all my stuff should be like very maxed out in my city here, and we can then get like the biggest ships going with like 1 million investment of what do you say, resources. And maybe the mappers can do some higher tier maps as well, because sometimes they just die, even though they are tier 5 mappers on a tier 1 map, which is kind of weird. Alright guys, this is it for today's update video. I'm going to keep you updated every single day until we reach greatness, until everything here is conquered with this strength stacking chieftain right now. And yeah guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.